Hi everyone, so welcome to this mixed level Vinyasa flow. We're going to start on our mat in child's pose. So you can take narrow child's pose if you like, or more of a wide child's pose with the knees further apart. Bring your bum down towards your heels, walk your hands away. And we'll bring our forehead either to a block if you're using blocks today, or towards the mat. So taking 3 full breaths in and out here. Filling up your belly, allowing the tummy to move down towards the mat. And then as we exhale, bringing the tummy back towards the spine. So every time we're breathing in, we're thinking about expansion, allowing space for the lungs to be able to fill up. And then the opposite is happening when we exhale. So the tummy comes back towards the spine, we're letting all the breath out. Feel free to massage into your brow area here, so moving your head from side to side. And we'll take one last breath in and out. And then coming to make our child's pose a little bit more active. So coming right up onto the fingertips, taking your head off the ground, walking your hands away. And then from here, so we're finding that nice opening along our back body. We're looking down in between the arms, starting to walk the hands over towards the left side. So you can stay up on your fingertips or bring the palms towards the ground. Maybe you're taking your right hand over your left, reaching them away. So they're in this diagonal away from the left knee. See if you can draw the right shoulder down, push your right hip into your right heel. Stay here for a moment, breathing into the space you're creating. And then let's go for it on the other side. Walk the hands over towards the right side. Staying here, either you're on your fingertips or on the palms. Maybe you're taking your left hand on top of your right hand, pressing your left hip into your left heel. 1 full breath in. 1 full breath out. Walking the hands back to center this time. Coming on into your tabletop position. So knees underneath your hips, hands underneath your shoulders. Inhale, drop the tummy down, arching into your spine. Look forward or look up. Exhale, round the spine. Push the middle back away. You can have your toes tucked or untucked here. And then moving with your breath. Inhale, drop the tummy, arch the back. Exhale, round the spine. Push the middle back towards the sky. Let's go for 2 more in each direction. Inhale to arch. Exhale to round. So spreading the fingers out wide, pushing the fingertips into the mat. Perfect. Neutral spine here. Take a deep breath in on your exhalation. Tuck the toes. Lift the hips, coming into downward facing dog. Feel free to start pedaling out the legs. So bringing some movement into our hamstrings. Maybe you're moving your hips from side to side here as well. Taking a couple of breaths. Pushing the mat away with the hands. So we're trying to find that length all the way up into the shoulders, all the way up the arms, into the hips, throughout the spine. And then looking forward in between the hands. Inhale, come forward into plank. On our exhalation, lowering down. So you can bring your knees down first if you like, or you can keep them lifted, lowering down towards our tummies. Untuck the toes. Feet are hip width distance, or you can bring them as far as the mat, making more space, or as wide as the mat, making more space for your spine. Inhale, low cobra, so pressing our hips into the ground, keeping your elbows tucked in. Exhale here. Taking 1 more deep breath in. Exhale, lowering it down. On that same exhalation, let's come into tabletop position. And then inhale, arch the spine. So cow pose. Exhale for child's pose. So we were here before. After this, we're coming into downward facing dog. So on your next inhalation, come up. Exhale for downward dog. Tuck the toes, lift the hips. Inhale, come forward into plank. Exhale, lower down. Untuck the toes. Inhale for your back bend. Low cobra, extended cobra. Exhale, lowering it down, coming into your tabletop position. Inhale to arch your back. Exhale for child's pose. Inhale here. Exhale, start to move into downward facing dog. 1 full deep breath in. 1 full deep breath out. And then let's do that flow 1 more time. Inhale for plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale for your back bend. Exhale, coming into your tabletop position. Inhale, lower the tummy, arch to the back. Exhale, child's pose. Well done. Taking 3 full breaths here, massaging your temples, massaging your brow, massaging your third eye chakra. The center for imagination, visualization, manifestation, intuition. We're just activating it, giving it a little massage, allowing any of that drainage to be released from around our temples, our sinus area, our head. And then coming forward into tabletop position. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Perfect. From here, inhale, right leg lifts towards the sky, 3-legged dog. And then exhale, bring the knee underneath the body towards the nose, round the spine. 2 more like this. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, knee to nose. Look forward, step the right foot forward. We're dropping the left knee towards the ground. Perfect. Untuck the back toes. If you've got a block to use, you can just have it next to your hips. Inhale, lifting the hands towards the sky. And then exhale, drop the right hand down towards your block or towards the floor next to your hip. And the left hand reaches over. So we're opening up into our side body once again. Pull the left shoulder back. Feel free to look up underneath your left arm. Or maybe you're looking down towards your right hand. Pushing your hips towards your right heel. On your next inhalation, lifting up. Taking the block with you if you're using one. Exhale, reaching over, leaning over towards the left side this time. Pull the right shoulder back. Push your hips down towards that right heel. Perfect. And then inhale, coming back to center. Take your hands on either side of the right foot. On your exhalation, straightening into your right leg. Coming into half split. So you can take the toes off the ground, pressing your heel into the mat. Maybe you're wiggling your heel a little bit further away from you. We're just going to spend a little bit of extra time here. Maybe moving a little bit more dynamically, moving your hips from side to side. So on our inhalation, trying to find that straight spine. So lifting up through the crown of your head, lifting up through your heart space. And then on the exhalation, lowering the tummy down towards the top of your right thigh. Pull your right hip back. If you'd like a little bit more depth here, you can pull your toes closer towards your right shin. Any sensitivity in your left knee, feel free to take your mat and double it over or find a cushion and place it underneath the left knee. So we'll find one more breath here. Perfect. And then coming forward once again into our low lunge. Take the hands on either side, stepping it back into plank. Lowering it down, moving through that flow we were doing earlier. Untuck the toes. Inhale, find your back bend. And then exhale, coming up into tabletop position. Inhale, arch the back. Exhale, child's pose. Take a deep breath in. And exhale here. Come up into tabletop position. Exhale for downward dog. Inhale, left leg this time to the sky. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, knee to nose. One more time. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, knee to nose. Look forward, step the left foot forward. Drop the back knee. And then inhale, lifting our upper body, arms up if you like. Exhale, sink down through the hips. And then taking your block or your left hand towards the left side of you. Inhale here, exhale, reach over towards the left side. So pushing your hips down towards the ground, pull that right shoulder back. Reaching with the fingertips towards the left, palm facing down. And then inhale, coming back to center, swap sides. Exhale, leaning, reaching towards the right side this time. Pushing your hips down, well done. Maybe you're looking up towards the sky underneath your left arm this time. One more deep breath in. And one more deep breath out. Inhale, coming back up. Take your hands, frame the front foot. Exhale, straighten through your left leg. Walk your hands back perhaps, take your left toes off the ground. And then maybe creating a bit more space between the left heel and the right knee. So we're finding that space, finding that length in the spine. And exhale, lowering it down. So tummy and your chest lower down towards the top of your left thigh, pulling your toes up and back. Maybe you're using your blocks on either hand or underneath either hand. You can also take your hands, depending on your balance, maybe you're taking your hands towards your shin, or if you've got a surface or a wall next to you and you'd like to press your hand into it, you can do that as well. Perfect. One more deep breath in here. And then coming forward on our inhalation into our low lunge. And exhale, step it back into plank. Lowering it down on that same exhalation. Untuck the toes. Inhale, lift. And then exhale, coming into our tabletop position. Inhale, finding our arch back. Exhale for child's pose. 2 breaths here. Looking forward, inhale, finding your tabletop position. Exhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. And then we're going to lift the right leg up towards the sky in our inhalation. Exhale, knee to nose. So same thing as before. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, knee to nose, well done. One more time, inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, knee to nose, look forward, step the right foot forward, pivot on the back foot, ground the back foot, straighten into the legs as you come all the way up. So hands come to shoulder height. And then inhale, reach forward, triangle pose. Exhale, bring the right hand down, left hand lifts towards the sky. So right hand can either be on your shin if you've got your block, you can bring it towards the outside of your ankle, you can lower down towards your right big toe. We're keeping the hips pressing forward, the feet pressed into the ground. Maybe you're looking up towards your left thumb, maybe you're looking down towards your right toe. We're staying here for one more breath. And then we're going to do some variations with our hands. So on your next inhalation, lifting that left hand, bringing it over the ear. So all the rest of the body stays the same. We're continuing to pull the left shoulder back, push the hips forward. But it's a nice opening in, and more of an opening in our left side body here. You can continue to look up towards the sky. And then from here, taking the left hand behind the back. Either resting on your lower back, or you can bring it towards the top of your right thigh. Continue to pull your left shoulder back. Well done. One more breath like this. And then looking down towards your right big toe. Inhale, lift ourselves all the way up. And then exhale, we're going to come into pyramid. So pivoting on that back foot this time. Squaring off the hips, so facing the front of our mat. Take your hands towards your hips or behind your back. Inhale here. Exhale, lower down. Feel free to take your hands on either side of your right foot or keep them behind the back if you like. And then inhale to lift up halfway. Exhale, lowering, folding over that right leg. Feel free to take the toes off the ground if that feels good. Pull your right hip back. You can also take your left heel off the ground. So creating a bit more space for you to fold for that hamstring. Taking one more breath here. Perfect. And then we're going to start to come all the way up. So inhale, look towards your right big toe, come all the way up. Right hand comes onto your hip this time, left hand towards the sky. Inhale here. Turn the chest towards the right, revolved triangle pose. Left hand comes towards the outside of your right foot or onto your block. Stay here or continue to twist towards the right. We're going to find our balance here. Right hand can stay on your right hip. You can also lift it towards the sky, looking up towards the right thumb. So pressing into that back heel. From here, same variations as our triangle, as our Trikonasana pose. Right hand lifts over the right ear. Pull the right shoulder back. Continue with that twist with that left hand, with that left shoulder. Looking up underneath your right arm. Finding a drishti, so if you're finding something to fixate your gaze on the ceiling. And then we're going to take our hand behind the back towards the top of our left thigh this time. Continuing to pull that right shoulder back. Well done. And then we're looking down towards our right big toe. Take our hands towards the ground, stepping it back into plank. Lowering it down. Untuck the toes. Inhale for your back bend. And exhale, coming into tabletop position. Inhale to arch your back. Exhale for child's pose. Take one deep breath in, one deep breath out. And then looking forward, inhale to come up into tabletop. Exhale for downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, knee to nose. Last time. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, knee to nose. Look forward, step the left foot forward. Ground into your right heel. Inhale to come all the way up, straightening into the legs. Take your hands to shoulder height. Inhale, reach the left hand forward. Exhale, triangle. Left hand comes down, right hand comes up. You can also take your hand on your block on the outside of your left ankle if it feels good for you to do that. Push the hips forward towards the right edge of your mat. Look up towards the right thumb. Press through the heels. Press through the insides of the feet as well. And then we're going to take the right hand over the right ear. Pulling that right shoulder back still. Looking up underneath the arm. Breathing here into the side body. And then from here, taking the hand behind the back towards the top of your left thigh. Everything is done really slowly. We're finding our balance as we go. Pull the right shoulder back here. Well done. Last breath here. And then looking down towards your left big toe. Inhale to push ourselves up. Exhale, square the hips. Inhale, lift up through your heart space. Exhale, folding over your left foot, left leg. Pyramid pose. Finding your position. Inhale, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, folding over the left leg. Pull the left hip back. 2 more breaths here. Pull the toes off the ground if it feels good for you to do that. One more breath like this. And then grounding into the feet. Look towards your left big toe. Inhale to rise. Left hand comes onto your hip. Inhale, right hand to the sky. Exhale, pivot the chest towards the left. Take your hand down towards the outside of your left foot. And then we're trying to rotate the chest towards the left. Or you can keep your chest towards the block. Or towards the left foot. So pivoting, turning our chest towards the left. Looking up towards the sky. Maybe taking your left hand with you. You can have a bend in your left knee if it feels better for you to do that. And then we're going to take our left hand over our left ear. We're still using the shoulders to help twist, to turn, to rotate the chest. And then from here, taking the left hand behind the back towards the top of our right thigh this time. Still trying to bring that left shoulder back. Well done. And then coming out of it, looking towards our left big toe. Taking our left hand towards our hip. Right hand lifts up as we come up. Inhale here. Exhale, take the hand down towards the ground. Step back into plank. Lowering it down. Inhale for your back bend. Exhale, tabletop position. Inhale to arch your back. Exhale for child's pose. Well done. From here, coming into tabletop position. From our tabletop position, taking puppy pose. So coming onto your forearms, dropping the forearms down. And then we're going to sink our chest towards the ground. So chest, chin perhaps, or forehead come towards the floor. And we're opening up into our upper back body, into the shoulders. Spending a little bit of extra time here without each exhalation, dropping the tummy, dropping the chest down towards the ground. If you need a bit more space, you can open the arms further apart or even move them away from each other. But the lower body is lifted, just like in tabletop position. So we're taking 2 or 3 more breaths here. Perfect. And then coming into our tabletop position once again. From tabletop, cross the legs, come onto your bum. And then we're going to come into a seated pigeon. So we'll start with the left leg. Straightening into the left leg, take the right foot on top of the left knee. And then bend into the left knee. So we're pushing our right knee away from us. Feel free to scoot your bum towards your left heel or bring the left heel towards your bum. and we'll stay here. So you can angle your fingers so that they're facing away from the body. Feel free to stay in this still pose. Maybe you're moving from side to side if that feels better for you. Bringing your chest, bringing the tummy towards the legs, towards the foot. And we're opening up into the outside of our right hip. Just pull the shoulders back. Staying here for 1 or 2 more breaths. Maybe with your exhalations, you're able to bring your chest a little bit closer towards the legs. Perfect. And then from here, we're going to come into Marichyasana A in a nice transition. So that right foot, the one that's lifted, we're going to look down towards the outside of our left hip and bring it down towards the ground here. So we're just pivoting everything towards the left. Perfect. So the left foot, if it doesn't want to be bent, you can also straighten it out. And then the right hand is going to come behind you. Ground the hips into the ground. If you feel your right hip is lifted, just straighten out the left leg. Left hand comes up towards the sky. Inhale here. On your exhalation, you're going to either wrap your hand around the right leg. You can take the elbow towards the outside of the right knee, or if you'd like to, you can come into a bind by bringing the hand underneath the knee and the right hand behind the back. So feel free to look over your right shoulder if that feels good. Using the shoulders always, helping you with your twist. Left shoulder pulls forward, right shoulder pulls back. Last breath here. Perfect. And then inhale as we come back to center. This time straightening into our left leg, so left knee stays bent and the left foot comes into the right leg. Inhale, reaching up towards the sky, so head to knee pose. Exhale, reach forward. Inhale, lifting up halfway, and then exhale, continuing with your fold. Left shoulder pulls down. Taking 5 breaths here. You can have a little micro bend in the right knee. Folding over the right leg. So with every inhalation, trying to find that length in the spine. With our exhalation, tummy comes towards the top of our right leg. And then from here, walk the hands back towards you. Perfect. This time, keeping the right leg straight, we're going to take the left foot on top of the right knee. Bending into the right knee, coming into our seated pigeon pose. Turn the fingers to face the back of the mat. And then feel free to readjust here. You can move dynamically. You can bring that right heel towards your right bum cheek if you like. Bring the chest, bring the tummy towards the legs. Staying for 1 or 2 more. With your exhalations, if it feels good, you can bring your chest a little bit closer to the legs. And then we're going to come into our twist. So looking down towards the outside of your right hip, bring the left foot down towards that point. So pivoting your body towards the right. Hips ground down towards the ground, glutes ground down towards the ground. This time left hand comes behind you. Inhale, right hand lifts towards the sky. Exhale, twisting towards the left. Feel free to take your bind or look over your left shoulder. We're going to stay here using the shoulders. So right shoulder comes forward. You can use the hand on your or your elbow on your leg as leverage. You can use the hand on the ground behind you as leverage as well to help you turn a little bit more. If at any point there's too much restriction, or if you feel like you need to come out of it or ease out of it, please do. So we're listening to our body the entire time. Perfect. And then inhale, coming back to center. This time straightening into our left leg. The right knee is going to bend, bringing the right foot into the left inner thigh. Inhale, taking the hands towards the sky. Exhale, reaching forward. Inhale, lifting up halfway. And then exhale, folding, continuing our fold. So have a little bend in your left knee if it feels better for you, in your hamstring. Right shoulder pulls down towards the ground, looking down towards the leg. Breathing here a couple of times. And then from here, last breath, inhale deeply. Exhale, release. And then you're starting to walk your hands back towards you. Perfect. Taking the knees together, we're going to rock onto our backs, rolling onto the back, massaging into your spine, moving your hips from side to side, moving the knees from side to side, maybe even taking some circles here, going around and going around the opposite direction. And then happy baby. So you can hold on to the backs of the legs, bring the knees towards the armpits, soles of the feet are up towards the sky. Maybe you're holding on to opposite ankles or on either ankle, or maybe you're holding on to the outsides of the feet. And we're just going to stay in a still happy baby pose, or feel free to move from side to side, bringing the shoulders towards the ground. Taking a couple of deep breaths in and out. Feel free to thank your body for everything that is done in this practice, everything that it continues to do for you. All the experiences that you've created, all the places you've been. And just showing real utmost gratitude to your beautiful self, no matter how it's feeling today, because sometimes we can feel brilliant, energized, that we can take on the world. Sometimes we can feel really down and lethargic and like we've no energy, and they're just the ebbs and flows, so the ups and downs. So we're meeting ourselves each time where we are. Perfect. So from there, taking our knees back towards our chest, giving ourselves a squeeze, and then coming into our Shavasana, our final pose. So taking up space with the legs, taking your hands, maybe one on your heart space, one on your tummy, or feel free to take your hands alongside your hips. You're staying here for as long as feels good for you. Breathing, enjoying the absorption of the practice, absorbing the information, processing everything, giving yourself permission to be here for as long as you need.